Hi guys, so this is another news video featuring spoilers for Season 10, or as we're calling it, Season X. So let's get right to it. First up, coming to us from TV Guide. The elevator scenes are so good, executive producer Gary Glassberg says, but more importantly, post-bombing trauma may bring the duo closer than ever before. Tony and Ziva can't help but be affected by this in a certain way, and they will continue to reach out to each other because of the connection they have as friends and as co-workers, Glassberg says. There are definitely moments I'd like to take things a little further along than we have in the past. So it seems like signs are pointing towards some sort of upcoming big Tiva. Maybe Tiva is finally gonna happen. But it just feels like to me that we've always been promised these moments and that they're getting closer and closer together. But I'm just really hesitating and getting my hopes up because Tony and Ziva seem to move at a snail's pace. It's been like 7 years. Even if they do have an emotional breakthrough in the premiere, it will still take several extended periods of eye sex, pep talks from random characters, more dead-end third-party love interests, and probably more therapy sessions with dead Kate's sister in order to get these two crazy kids in gear. Next up, some startling spoilerness from TV Line. Series boss Gary Glassberg tells us the HQ will be miraculously rebuilt to look pretty much the same as it ever was, though its signature orange scheme may prove to be one casualty. There's a whole storyline in episode 2 about that, the color of the walls. So everyone's contracts are in order, everybody's coming back, so the thing that I'm gonna fret over is my orange walls. I don't like change. I mean, yeah, we could take a page out of NCIS LA's book and replace the entire back wall with a giant touchscreen, and McGee would be really excited, but I'm pretty sure Gibbs's head would explode. Yeah, I know, it's a new color, no big deal, but it marks a new era, and that's scary. Remember when CSI got a new era? We got Morpheus, and it was weird. You know, I bet if they did get an eye wall, Gibbs would start running all of his cases out of his basement in protest. So, if I recall correctly, the first episode is going to be called Extreme Prejudice. We now know the second episode is going to be called Recovery, which, is going to involve therapy and getting over all the stuff that happens in the premiere. The third episode is going to be called Pheonix, so in case you're late to the party, we are rising from the ashes. So in some returning character news, both Kyle, Abby's newly discovered brother, and Tony Sr., Tony's father, will be back this season. Abby's brother Kyle will return in an early October episode, and Tony's father is going to be in the holiday episode. Next up is a big long spoiler from TV Line. I didn't cut it down, I'm just going to read it verbatim because it's just really juicy, and here it is. When Season 10 opens on September 25th, 2 hours will have passed since the May finale ended with a bang. Tony and Ziva have spent that entire time trapped in an elevator, and they will remain there a bit longer as they emotionally connect, says showrunner Gary Glassberg, adding, I look forward to what's coming up for them. As does Cody DePablo, whom I asked about the season opener quality time. Every single time Michael and I work together, and especially when we haven't seen each other in a long time, we really enjoy the chemistry, the actress says. It comes back in waves, and if you're smart enough to capitalize it, you'll start writing for it. So is this the season NCIS goes there with Tiva? I don't know if they're going to go there, DePablo winks, but they're definitely going to explore, which I love. It's such a fun relationship to explore. Alas, it may not be all fun ahead for the Gorge NCIS agent, says Glassberg. There will be a big sort of turn, an unexpected reveal for Ziva about halfway through the season. Tony and Ziva spending a long time trapped in a small space. Sound familiar? Maybe it's going to be like a boxed-in Redux, like that episode did air that had shout-outs to like older episodes like Undercovers. I like how there's also going to be like only a 2-hour gap. I like that they're picking up right where they left off. Super excited about that. Next up, we have some Tony spoilers from Entertainment Weekly, and it says, look for a possible new love for Tony. I think Tony's arc continues where we left it last season. I think Tony is trying to figure out what he wants from life, says Glassberg. We had the EJ thing, but I think it's time for Tony to maybe find someone special. We'll see. He's doing some thinking. But is this a person we've met before, or someone new? Maybe a little bit of both, he teases. A little bit of both? What does that even mean? Whatever, he's going to explore his feelings with somebody new and not new. So now onto some casting news. This is coming from TV Line. I've got some info on 3 guest star roles that'll show up on the CBS procedural during the upcoming season. The eccentric Dr. Blackwell is a big deal space geologist who weighs in on some mysterious material that the feds bring him. And Ellie is an upper middle class lady who blames herself for her father's death a decade ago and is shocked when new information tells a different story. But wait, I saved the best for last. The show is looking for a 50-ish male to play an aging one-hit wonder from the late 70s who blew his earnings in the 80s and has been skirting creditors ever since. And if it works out, an actual rock star from that era will get the part. So the first 2 we don't know anything about, but the rock star guy has been cast and he will be played by some guy whose name I can't pronounce, Michael Desbarres from the 1970s band Detective. And Spoiler TV is reporting that actress Abby Cobb will play a guest star recurring role called Astrid, so look out for that. Last but certainly not least, Michael Weatherly has been up to a lot of stuff, and there's a lot of videos. I'm going to link to them all in the description. Here's a rundown of what they are, and if you don't want to watch them, just a brief summary. So the first up, he was on Entertainment Tonight. He talks about the longevity of the show. He also reveals that we will find out what happened to Ducky in the opening moments of the show, and that he required a stunt double for a scene he did in the elevator earlier that day. He was also part of something to do with CBS. I think it was called CBS Connect. There's 2 little short videos. In the first one, he talks about how he's going to direct and how he's really excited about that. And in the second one, he talks about how him and Ziva have some hot, sweaty, sticky situation stuff happening in the premiere. Next up, he did an interview with E! Online. It is hilarious. They have just this like really, really long, just him just talking. It's brilliant. You have to watch it. He's very funny. He talks a lot about X Factor. If you don't watch it, one little bit of spoileriness is that McGee is injured in the premiere, which isn't huge news, but maybe this means that he's significantly injured compared to the rest of them. And lastly, he was on The Talk again. He, was his normal brilliant self, and of course, all the links to all of those videos are once again in the description. Check them out. They're really, really cool. So that's it. That's all your news. If you've stuck with me this long, just a reminder that me and John from NCIS Fanatic do our weekly web shows on Vocal.com. We just kind of sit around and talk about NCIS. It's really relaxed, really low-key. You can ask questions, make comments. So that is every Tuesday on Vocal.com. It's live.ncisfanatic.com. It's every Tuesday, 4 p.m. Pacific Time, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, if you have time and you want to hang out with us. So that's it. Have a great week. See you guys later.